Hey guys, this is Deepak Agrawal. Today in this video we are going to learn about Intelligent Customer Help Desk with Smart Document Understanding. A normal chatbot can be used to give the answers such as what are the opening hours or closing hours of the store, or the directions to the store, or also can be able to make appointments. But what if the question asked falls outside the scope of question set provided to the chatbot? The chatbot replies like either it is unable to understand the question or it will offer to speak to the company representative. So to avoid this kind of conditions, we are going to build a smart chatbot in which the user manual is fed to IBM Watson Discovery, and when the user asks any question regarding the device info, we are going to provide, or the chatbot is going to provide. So firstly, we will need an IBM cloud account. Uh, If you don't have one, you can simply go to cloud.ibm.com and make one. So the light version is completely free of cost and we can use the resources to make our chatbot. So the resources we are going to need here is IBM Watson Assistant, IBM Watson Discovery, IBM Cloud Functions and Node-RED. So firstly, we are going to make IBM Watson Assistant. Simply click on it. It will load as per your internet connection. Here simply click on create. So here we can see this status is active. Now we are going to make an instance of Node-RED. Go to the services AI section or search directly Node-RED on the search bar. Select it. Configure it. Rename it if you want. So when this window appears or the Node-RED instance is created, make sure to deploy the app. Here, as we don't have any API key currently, select on new and create. Select the size 256 MB for the convenience and then select the region as London and create. As you can see, the node-RED is successfully created and configured. Now we are going to create an instance of IBM Discovery. Go to the catalog, search in the search bar as a Watson Discovery, or simply go to Services AI. There you can find Watson Discovery. Now once the service is created, we can see it in the resources line or the resources list. So firstly, we are going to feed the data or the document to the discovery section. Make sure that the status of discovery is active. And by clicking on discovery, go to the discovery service and click on launch discovery. Here, create your own new collection and name it as Owner's Manual or User's Manual. Here, select the document which you have to upload. I am selecting Eco B3 thermostat. The document we will be uploading takes a bit of time for processing. Now as you can see, our document is successfully uploaded. Let's run some test queries and see what the discovery service provides. So now as you can see, the output we got is quite irrelevant with the query that we asked. So further we have to more classify our document. Now as you can see, here is the document that we uploaded. Now we have to train our discovery model by identifying the fields such as titles, subtitles, text. The major part that we are going to need from the document is the text underlying the subtitle content. Once you have configured a page, click on submit. But here we don't have to configure all the pages. Simply by configuring starting 4 to 5 pages and the end pages, and later on the documents identifies itself and classifies the contents. Make sure to apply footer to last two pages to eliminate this content in the further process. Once you have done this, go to Apply Changes to Collection. Here, upload the same document to test your trained model. Now we have to go to Configure Data and there into Merge Fields we have to select the content that we want from our trained model. So here we are keeping only subtitle and text on. Again, upload the same document. Now try refreshing the page. Here as you can see, there is a lot of difference in our collection. Now the number of documents is created according to the subtitle. And also the sentiments we have got are quite different. Now let's try running a test query. Now as you can see, we have found a quite relevant information regarding our query. That means our model is trained. In further steps, while dealing with cloud functions, we are going to need environment ID and collection ID that we could find here. Also, we will need the API key and discovery URL which is available here. Now we are going to configure our cloud function. Simply search for function in the search bar and select on the function. Go to the action and create. Here I am copying the previously written code in the code section and save it. Now here we are going to need the different parameters like collection ID, environment ID, discovery URL and API key. Go to the parameters and add parameter. Make sure that each parameter is between double quotes. Now to see if whether the function works, click on invoke. As you can see, it works. Now go to the endpoints and see whether the enable with web action is selected and save. Here we are going to read this URL while dealing with Watson Assistant web hooks. Now we are going to configure Watson Assistant. Launch the Watson Assistant. Now here, create an assistant. Give a suitable name to your assistant and create. Now here we are going to create a new skill. Here we have the use sample skill option. That is a customer care sample skill provided by IBM by default. Now here we are creating a new intent regarding our product information. We are naming it as product information. We will be using some of the examples stated here as how can I start the heater. How can I access the settings? Now let's see whether our intent is recognized or not. As you can see, the product information intent is recognized by our chatbot. Now further, to link our discovery with our chatbot, we are going to create a node. We will name it as ask about product and tag it with the intent product information. Now here we will be using webhooks. Here we will paste the URL of our discovery function. Now we are going to enable the webhook option from the customize menu. Now we have to pass the query from the user to the discovery function. Using the following syntax, we are able to achieve the query from the user and pass it to the function. The response from the function and the webhook will be captured in the variable webhook result1. Let's try. As you can see, the result obtained is quite accurate, meaning that our chatbot is configured and well trained. Now we have to integrate it with the Node-RED web page. So here we can access all the credentials of our chatbot. Now, finally, we are going to configure our Node-RED. Go to the Cloud Foundry apps and select Node-RED. To launch the app, click on Visit the app. We have to create our own Node-RED, so delete the default one. So as by default we have no dashboard nodes, we are going to install it from go to settings, manage palettes and install. Now as you can see, these nodes are added. Firstly, we are going to take form node, which will be helpful to take input from the user. Configure it in following ways. Furthermore, we are going to need two function nodes, one assistant node and one debug node. Also, we are going to need two text nodes. While configuring the assistant node, we are going to need all the credentials. So go to your IBM Watson. After you have created Node-RED flow, deploy it. Now let's see how our web page looks and how our chatbot works. Let's try changing layout from our dashboard. As we can see the web page, let's try some queries. Here bot is not responding anything. So here we can see there is a bug in the customer care node, that is assistant node. So let's configure this node again. Now let's try some queries related to our product information. As you can see, the chatbot has responded quite well. Just we have to make changes in UI to make it more interactive. So in the layout, we are going to change the UI. After each change, make sure that you deploy the app. So now, let's test our intelligent customer help desk with smart document understanding. It works perfectly fine. So I hope you enjoyed the video and now are able to make your own chatbot using IBM Watson Assistant. Also, if you have any doubts or queries, feel free to ask in the comment section below.